Hi, Jurgen. Hope you're well.
I am. Hi.
First of all, Jurgen, obviously in the last few days, we've seen Ole Gunnar Solskjaer leave his role and Mauricio Pochettino linked with the job as well. I just wondered if you could give us an insight into the kind of challenge that it is when you're expected to compete with the likes of Liverpool, City and Chelsea as a manager, but also being compared to the respective managers at those big clubs as well.
What do I have to do with that? So inside to PSG or Man United?
Just an insight, because you obviously, when you came into the role at Liverpool, it was expected of you that you would need to compete with the likes of Manchester United, Chelsea, Manchester City, etc. as well, and also that you would be compared to those kind of managers. So you've got that kind of experience of going into that role, into that kind of pressurised situation. I wondered, if you could give us an insight as to what the new man is going to face going into that kind of hot seat at Old Trafford.
I'm really not prepared for that question. I didn't think about Man United for a second, and I didn't think about the impact the manager should have or whatever since 6 years, since I had to think about these kind of things. Sorry, it was a long question. I don't have an answer for that.
No problem. Jürgen, we're looking at the team then. I mean, obviously, is Jordan Henderson ready to start now? How far away is Andy Robertson? And what balance is there that you have to strike between looking after your squad through rotation, but also respecting the integrity of the competition?
We always respect the competition, but we have to think about ourselves and our schedule and the situation of our players first. And we will see. Yesterday, would say maybe it was not at 100%. So you can play, you can do pretty much everything, but it's about really being at 100% fit. So I thought when he came on against Arsenal, it was a game just to see the game out and controlling a little bit. It was exactly actually what he had to do from a rehab point of view. So he used these few minutes, but now we have to see. I don't know 100%. Rob was similar. It's both are okay, but are both now ready to play, ready to start with the schedule, with the games coming up. I have to make these decisions. Didn't make the decisions yet, to be honest, because how we all know, in this period of the season, time of the season, medical department has a big hand in lineups, and so we'll see that. But whatever lineup we will show tomorrow night, it's only about winning the game and winning this game and winning the next and winning the next and all these kind of things. That's what we are here for, and so. We will see. We know that our opponent will be motivated on the highest level for two main reasons. One is we won there in a way which they didn't like for sure, and on the other hand, it's like that if they win the game tomorrow night, they have a final against Atletico on the last match of the group, and so that's what they wanted. That's clear. So will be a difficult game for us, and I really hope that everybody's at Anfield is absolutely his best, because we only show up tomorrow night because we want to try to win the game, and that's Champions League. You can never take these things for granted, and I hope nobody is doing that. We need to be ready as a whole, all together. We need to be ready to put a proper fight out there, and at the moment I'm pretty positive that we can do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vinny. We go to Ian from TalkSport and then to Carl next from the BBC.
Hi, Jurgen. How are you? Oh, can you hear me okay? Cool. It's kind of two questions in one, really. How difficult is a game is this to prepare for, because you've already won the group? And secondly, you've scored at least 2 goals in all of your last 15 games in all competitions. So is this the best form any of your teams have ever been in?
football. So it's just we have to keep doing that. But we need to find a rhythm, obviously, to between scoring and not conceding and stuff like this. And it's always a challenge, of course, and we try to do that as well. And it's an ongoing process. First part of the question was difficult to prepare. No, the difference is when you sign a contract for LFC as a manager, then pretty much, and as a player, pretty much you have to win all games. Each game you play, everybody expects that, and so it means there's a lot of pressure on your shoulders, and that's a little difference that we don't have to win the game tomorrow, but we want to win the game tomorrow. That's we can show how that looks, to be honest. And I really hope that it gives us the freedom to play, and but keeps the desire to defend and all these kind of things. And that's what we have to we'll see tomorrow. We all know in our Champions League history since I'm here, we usually fight until the last second of the last game of the group stage to get somehow through the group. That's this year different, but that's really it's the only difference. And actually, it's not in my mind. Really, but I know it's a difference. It's just we try to win the football game tomorrow night, and hopefully we can do.
Thank you, Ian. Okay, I've got all the attendees I can get into the panel now, so there's no point putting your hands up. You can then start putting your hands up again for when Tiago is here as our player for the press conference. But Carl from the BBC next, and then we'll go to Fernando, who's one of our, I presume, Portuguese journalists who's listening in. But Carl from the BBC first.
Hello, Jurgen.
Hi, Carl.
On Takumi Minamino, he scored on Saturday, didn't he, against Arsenal last goal. How hard has it been not to play him when he has been good for you this season, when he has come on? And is it important for him to get more minutes with the African Nations Cup coming next year as well?
Asian Cup, wow, okay. He played for Japan the last few games because he's in a great shape. That's how it is, and that helps always when you want to start football games for a club and country. You're better in a good shape, and he's in exceptional shape. So we knew that, and that's why it's so important for us. I said it before, or not, maybe not said it, but I knew before the game that Taki is pretty much our first option for changing on 5 positions for the Arsenal game, and that says a lot. And because he can play all these different positions, and when he came on, it was just a wonderful moment. So like 40 odd seconds on the pitch and scoring the goal. From that moment on, you can see his confidence now, which how the confidence grew in the last few months, and how good a player he is. And so really pleased for him, really. And he will get his minutes definitely.
Okay, thank you, Carl. We'll go to Fernando, and we've also got Francisco in from Portugal as well. Do we need headphones, Fernando? Do we need it? Will this be in Portuguese? You're on mute, my friend. If you could take the mute off, and then if you want to ask your question. Fernando, I don't know if our translator can tell Fernando that he needs to take the mute off. Yeah, no problem. Oh, there we are. Well, I'll tell you what, we will come back to Fernando. We will go next to Carl Markham, who's always a wonderful understudy.
That's the mute button, the furthest away I ever saw.
Yes, indeed. Let's just go to Carl
Different
Markham.
room.
Fernando, we'll come to you in a second. We're going to go to Carl Markham first. Carl.
Hi again.
Carl?
No,
Yeah, you won't need the headphones. You're all right, I think. Well, at least I hope you are. Anyway. Yeah, I just wondered, the last time you played a Champions League tie where nothing was riding on it, Diogo got injured, was out for 3 months. I wonder how much that was against Midtjylland. I wonder how much that plays on your mind. And people talk about a Champions League victory is worth, quite a lot of money. So you've got to balance that out. But I've seen player welfare takes precedence over everything, presumably.
Come on, Carl. These kind of things. It's really easy to sit there where you sit, or where all the people who judge us in these moments to sit and say, leave him out. We leave them all out and play with a team which is not a Champions League team. We don't have enough players for that, by the way. And then nobody can get injured. But what the first question was, I think, from Ian, how much we respect the integrity of the competition. So it's so easy to sit in your chair and ask these kind of questions, to be honest. We have to line up a team who has a chance to win the football game, and the Diogo situation was very unlucky, and I hated it, and to make that I made the decision. But would I have done the decision the same again? That's the only question I have to answer. Yes. Again, because you need stability. We cannot play football games like here with this lineup, and next game lineup who has no chance to win a game, and then I bring them back again. The players need rhythm, all these kind of things. So really, it's that you only bring it up it's not. It's really. I don't think it's fair that you bring up this old story that the player got injured. They all can get injured. Do I make the decision who? I don't care if he gets injured with the lineup tomorrow night. No, I can't, and I will not. I will not. These things happen in football, and hopefully nothing happens tomorrow. I would have preferred to answer the Portuguese question to me.
Yeah, thank you.
Right, Fernando, can you give it a go now with the mute off, if possible, please? Sorry, Fernando, you still need to take the mute off.
Fernando can hear us.
Yes,
now.
you can, yes. That's
great.
Fernando, can you take... There we are, yes. Fire away, sir. No? No, still not.
I don't hear.
No, we still can't hear you, I'm afraid, Fernando. We'll have one more go, and then we're going to go to Francisco. Have one more go. Try one more time, if that's okay. We'd like to take a question from our... you're still going to have to take it off mute. There we go. No, I'm really sorry. That's not going to work. We'll come back. We'll go to Francisco, hopefully.
Hi, Jurgen. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I can hear you.
Great. Nice to meet you, Francisco from Zerzer. I would like to ask you, you are going to play against Porto, the only Portuguese team that you ever played 5 times. 4 wins, 1 draw, 16 goals scored, only 2 suffer. Given that sample, probably a small sample, how do you see the Portuguese teams and the Portuguese league and the Portuguese player?
I love Portuguese football, to be honest. I really think this country is producing an incredible amount of world-class football players. I was probably as surprised as everybody that they didn't go through the groups stage with the national team. But it was probably rather unlucky than anything else. But pretty much all the players of the national team of Portugal play in the biggest clubs in the world, and there's still players coming up from the youth teams and all these kind of things. So it's an incredible work. I'm a little bit familiar with the work Portuguese coaches or the Portuguese clubs are doing with their talents, how the system goes because of Pep Linders and Vitor Matos. So both from the Porto school, if you want. And so we are big admirers of what they are doing. But in the end, that says nothing about pretty much all these world-class players. They don't play now, and most of them don't play for long in Portugal. So when they show up, really, then the other clubs from other countries, from other leagues are coming and paying an awful lot of money to get the players into their team. And that does help, obviously, the Portuguese league. But still, incredible players there, technically incredibly talented. Everybody, all the teams are, from a tactical point of view, on a really high level, plus the probably typical Portuguese mentality and desire to be really competitive makes them really uncomfortable. And I have no explanation really for the results we had at Porto, to be honest. It's yes, we were good, but in moments we were really good. We are good, by the way, but the last game especially was really unlucky for Porto. So without a number 1 centre-half pairing, early injury in the game, all these kind of things didn't help. We scored in the wrong moments for them, in the right moments for us. So all came together. But we don't see it like that. We never did. We prepare for an incredibly strong Porto team tomorrow. They have a lot to play for. And I mentioned already the competitiveness of Portuguese people. So we all will feel that. And what we need here at Anfield is an exceptional atmosphere from the first second. If we want to win the game tomorrow, we have to win it together. And that's really important. And I hope we can create this kind of atmosphere, and then will not be easy for Porto as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Right, we're going to go to Dom King, Paul Joyce, and then we're going to have one last chance with Fernando at the end. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and then Thiago Alcantara is going to come in. But Dom, then Paul, and then we'll have one last go and then finish it.
Yeah, again, it might seem a good opportunity for Tyler Morton to get some minutes on the pitch at some point tomorrow night. It was just there was a very endearing picture of you hugging him before he went on against Arsenal on Saturday night. I was just wondering if you could give us an insight into the progress that he's made this season and the opportunity that he has to get some experience in the Champions League.
I don't know what will happen tomorrow night, but the progress from Tyler Morton is pretty impressive. So Tyler had the full preseason with us. In the preseason, he was one of all the kids we had in the preseason with us. You could see his technical skills and all these kind of things, but how well educated and well behaved young people are. He was not overly confident, let me say that. He tried to adapt a little bit to what the first team is doing, and that's we could see that. So then we had the game. In the games he was good, not spectacular, but good. And then we had the game against Norwich, where he came on the second half and played in a super game, to be honest. And that made all the difference. You could see the next day how the confidence level exploded overnight. And probably I saw then the first time, Pep and Vito knew him before very well. That's why he was with us in preseason. But I saw then after that game, first time, the real Tyler Morton. 2021. And he plays a Preston game, obviously. Again, a really good performance, really mature, all these kind of things. And we can see that in training again. That's how development with young players works. It's a really good example. We can speak a lot about these boys and we can let them train with us. But as long as we don't bring them out on the pitch, they, let me say it like this, bringing them then in a game in the right moment has the biggest impact from all the things you can do to help them. And Tyler's a really good example for that. So he's in a good place, I would say, in the moment. I'm pretty sure he would give the same answer. And now let's work from here.
Thanks, Dom. Okay, guys, can you start putting your hands up for those of you, including those who've been on for the Jurgen part of the presser, if you want to ask a question to Thiago or Cantara.
Fernando.
And then we try one last time with Fernando. Fernando, we give it one last go. No. I'm so sorry. But thank you very much. Maybe in the future, who knows? We seem to draw Porto all the time. Jurgen, thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
As I say, please put your hands up in the attendees.